start with this. This is a comparison of an athlete. So if you look at this comparison, you can see, the difference between one and the other. We can see that the athlete down below is a much tighter harmonic. The athlete above is a very, very different harmonic. In fact, it's the same athlete. He just learned how to really, and this kid was fast. I mean, he came in as a freshman and he could scoot down the pool. He was quick, right? But he's using his hands more as a path-seeking tool. And he's thinking of his hands as a path-seeking tool. So you can see how he's using his hands as a path-seeking tool. See how those hands, see those hands?
I see that.
So he's using them as a path-seeking tool. Just understand that. So he's creating the undulation by using the pressure on his hands in the way I described it to him as a path-seeking tool. As you can see that the bottom athlete swims taller. So the bottom athlete has actually basically really stretched out their shape to where they are much taller in what they're doing, and the harmonics are much tighter, but the concept of how they affect it is exactly the same. So how do you create this harmonic? You're basically taking the chest and you're kind of moving the chest in both directions like this, right? And that chest press that you see there, that chest press action that you see there is what initiates this wave that goes out the tail. So how do you achieve that really good chest press? Well, what you do is you use this as a leveraging tool. So you're using this platform up in here as pressure in this direction to create the chest press. So if you go back and look at this now, you'll see that he's actually using that as a leveraging tool, and he begins pressing, kind of using that pressure, that lifting pressure, before the feet have finished their downbeat. So as the feet are getting into the downbeat, so he's got this downbeat going on here, and he's already pulling against the pressure in the water to create that action. So it's a combination thing that really kind of creates two things. Number one, by utilizing the pressure in this direction right in here, it creates the articulation that you need to create the harmonic that you have in the swim, right? And the other thing is that you want this leveraging action because, to be honest with you, you need it, because when you're in the downbeat, when you're on your stomach, your chest wants to go towards the surface. And by using this leveraging action, you get more out of that downbeat. And you just do it the other way. So now he's going to pull up, he's pulling up to create down, he's going to press down to push up. And that's really all, that's basically dolphin kicking in a nutshell. So there's a lot more to this, but put them on a kickboard, get their hands on top of the kickboard, get the head in this position here, and then basically use the pressure of the kickboard. So they can use the kickboard as their leveraging tool, and then basically learn how to kind of depress the chest, pop the chest, depress, and just create the harmonic that goes out through the tail using that method. And the first 10 kids, and I say, kids, guess what we're going to do today? We're going to learn how to kick underwater. And they're going to equate kicking underwater with kicking a ball. And they're going to think of it as a hip down, knee-driven action. Drive the knee down, and then just finish up the ball kicking action. And it's not. It's a body-based, upper torso-driven, harmonic-based action that starts in the upper body and basically goes out through the tail. So the kids I introduced to underwater kicking by using the term underwater kicking will be absolutely compromised for most of their lives, probably all of it.
Sure.
The next 10 kids, I'm going to line them up and say, hey, kids, we're going to learn how to be fish underwater. And they're going to get all excited because everyone wants to be a fish underwater. And I'm going to show them a video of a fish underwater. And they'll be like, maybe a nice salmon, a nice body-based action. They can see the body-based action of the salmon. And I'm like, get in the water and be salmon. Those kids will learn how to articulate underwater, create a harmonic, and use the water to propel the body, the shape forward. The other kids, they'll be compromised for the rest of their life. Remove the word underwater kicking from your dictionary, you help your whole program.